Alrighty, just gave you guys a little, what is that, ASMR introduction segment there with just the sound and no speaking. But yeah, we're just finally getting to the point of painting these cabinets up with more than just primer. I think I do show a couple here because I had to buy a little bit more primer to finish off a couple of the doors. But for the most part, it's just the real deal. I got some it's Sherwin-Williams paint, but it's the HGTV, so it's not the store brand quality. Sherwin-Williams is stuff you get at Lowe's, but it was pretty good. I think this is the dedicated one for cabinets and doors, so it's a pretty strong paint here and made specifically for use and abuse. And I think I got the ultra pure white color. I'll have to check on that can, get back to you on the next video, because I don't know where that can is. I think I may have thrown it away because I do run out of it in this video. But yeah, just went with a sponge applicator on the, or not really a sponge, but a foam roll, foam applicator on the sides. Did those first, and then I got this foam roller for the faces, and I do go over the sides as well, that the flatter sides with it. It's specifically made for cabinets and drawers and doors, so it smooths it out with no brush strokes, and I think it just did pretty well. Other than any way you're going to get a better finish is if you do a spray gun, but you also have to be competent at the spray gun. And if you saw my last video working on the cabinets, not competent with the spray gun, or at least I don't have the correct spray gun to do such work. But yeah, this stuff's good, and it's water based, so it's not as toxic as the oil-based stuff, even though we're outside and you can let this dry out there and cure, but we still went with the water-based stuff. But in here you can see this is the two that I had to do the primer first, and then after they dried up, this is probably the next day or two, go around and give it a nice little sanding to scuff up the orange peel that may have been left from the rollers, or there was a couple parts I had to pick out. Something got in the paint and left an indent or something tactile in there. Yeah, just going with thin coats. Trying to stretch out this pint of paint that I got, because it's not cheap either, just like the primer. And it's better to go with lighter coats, because then you won't get any pooling up and runs and drips or whatnot. So a lot easier to control. And I didn't, in the end, like on these ones here with that little groove in the middle, paint got in there. But in the end, I'll take a darker, like a finer hobby brush for painting, and get in there and maybe just paint it black, maybe another color, we'll see. But here we're finally getting to the carcasses, because I only primed them in the last video, and we're just painting it up using a foam brush to get the paint on there and then rolling it all out. All right, just getting ready to paint the outer ends of this cabinet. But first this one. So this one over here is just flat. This one had a little bit, the front end was higher than there. So I just cut this piece down and we'll attach it there just to make it look equal, I guess. It's not going to look so great because you have all these marks, and you'll be able to see that there's a different piece of wood there. So these outer sides are not going to be awesome looking. Maybe I'll put some kind of laminate on these sides to clean it up in the end. Probably the same with that cabinet as well. But for now, we're just going to paint them and put the doors on and call it good for a while. Got other things to tackle, and then maybe someday I will make some brand new custom cabinets from scratch. But that will probably be years down the road. But for now, like I said, just put that on there, paint this up, and continue on. All right, yeah, coming down the home stretch here with painting these carcasses, and yeah, we're still using that little dab it in the can with the foam brush, stick it on there, and then roll it out. Just made it easier, so I didn't have to pour any paint in a tray. So I like how I did that. Made it easier, and now we'll finally get to cover up all my food from showing. Although I kind of like open face cupboards, but we'll get these covered. All right, I think the paint's cured enough to where I can put the cabinet doors on these uppers here. So we're going to do that. And I think what they came with was kind of like chrome knobs and whatever. I didn't like them. And luckily, I'm a big fan of mid-century modern design. And in my mom's garage years ago, I found a whole bag full of these door handles and stuff. And for some reason, I just decided to keep them. And I think they're going to work out well here, especially when I polish up this copper sink with these copper or brass or whatever handles. I think they're that color, not painted, so we'll clean those up at some point, but for now we'll just put them on there and see how they look going up here. Yeah, so here's a good example of when hoarding goes right, when it's a good idea to hoard something. So yeah, some reason years ago when I found these, I thought it was a good idea to keep them, even though at the time I didn't own property and didn't think I was going to own property anytime soon. So something told me just to keep them. Again, it's just because mainly I just love mid-century design, and these used to be really popular. You just don't see them as much anymore. So I'm glad I can bring them back in. So I did have enough to put them on the uppers and lowers on the left side of the fridge. I haven't put them on the lowers, obviously, because I still need to do a bunch of work to those ones. But on the right side of the fridge, I was luckily able to find some sets at the Habitat store near my mom's house that were similar. These ones are, really pointed boomerangs, but the ones I found are more rounded. And you'll see those here in a second when I give a little breakdown of when it's done. And they're like an off black, so, different color, but, being separated by the fridge really helped. So to make them not clash, but maybe at some point I will paint them to match. But for now, it is what it is, so enjoy. All right, so here is the rough end of the new cabinets. We got these all painted up here in the laundry room. I think they turned out pretty good. They're not lining up perfectly. We'll adjust those though, and then put the magnets in so it sits closed, but paint looks pretty good. This one, I think I needed another coat on it. I need to buy another quart of this color at least, so when I do, I'll take that off and put another coat on. We got this one done here. This is my pantry section, as I'm calling it. So I think this one was a lot smoother. There's a little indent right here, but these were a lot better than those ones. These ones have a lot of grain showing through. You can see it like right here. So not perfect, but not bad. And then this one, yeah, I think I have to swap it, either these two or those two, not sure, because there's a little bit of a gap here and then less than a gap here. So yeah, got those wrong, but we'll leave it for now. This one came out pretty good. It's got to put the magnets on. I think this piece of wood is a little warped. Maybe not. Yeah, if I get the magnet on there, it'll be good. Yeah, the paint came out pretty nice. I was pretty impressed with the paint. But again, this is old wood. You got little dents here and grain patterns that you can see in them. So at some point, I'll probably keep the carcass, but redo the doors from scratch and make them flush mount with the hardware on the inside. Hopefully soft close and all that fancy stuff. But that's far down the road, I'm sure, since we got other things to tackle, like reworking all the bottom ones. This one just needs to be repainted, but these, need some serious work to them. I did probably saw this one getting rebuilt, but I got to make drawer faces on that. And then this one redone. And yeah, someone was asking about the sink, and it does work. And drains. It's just dry fitted in here right now since I have to take these out and refinish them and level them up and stuff, but it's not leaking, so that's good. So it's good to go for now. But yeah, just a little update on that. And we'll keep keeping on. All right, y'all. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.